Was the Dockatot recalled? We need to get to the bottom of this because it's very confusing and it's regarding your baby's safety. So let's dive right in. Okay, so what we know is, let's start with what the Dockatot is. It has always been something that is very confusing because for a long time it was marketed as something that your baby could sleep in, and then it became very clear, the Consumer Product Safety Commission said that this is not approved for infant sleep. So then it was a docking station, a place to put your baby when you need to lay your baby down. The price point for a Dockatot is anywhere from like $175 to well over $200. They're gorgeous, like beautiful fabrics, everything, but from the beginning, it was a little hairy whether this thing was safe. And then after the recall of the Boppy newborn lounger, it kind of started to feel like the Dockatot is next. Well, what happened in the last couple of days is that the Consumer Product Safety Commission released a notice saying that the Dockatot was no longer to be used. Apparently, Dockatot was told on June 22nd that they had to stop producing the Dockatot on June 23rd, and they could no longer sell it in the US. Well, from what I can't exactly understand why this notice was just put out yesterday. So we're talking about in November, or 2 days ago, we're in November. But what the notice from the Consumer Product Safety Commission is saying is the Dockatot should not be sold in the US. It should not be used for infant sleep. We already knew that. It should not be used at all. Okay. So was the Dockatot recalled? No, the Dockatot was not recalled because the Consumer Product Safety Commission cannot issue a recall. A federal agency cannot issue a recall. A recall can only be issued by the manufacturer. So what would need to happen is that Dockatot would say, we're recalling this product. You can, send us this or do whatever. When Boppy did it, there were certain steps you had to go through to get your money back or whatever the case was. So right now, this is the beauty of video. It'll probably, in the next couple of days, something might change. And if that happens, definitely check my page because I will be sure and update it. But as it stands right now, it is not recalled. But what does that mean? You cannot use and should not be using the Dockatot. What they're saying is, some people are saying like pack it away in case Dockatot issues a recall, then you can at least get your money back or get a credit or something like that. Others are saying, as they did after the Boppy newborn lounger recall, that you could donate it to an animal shelter. It's like a very bougie cat bed. But at any rate, it's not something that you should be using at this point. There were deaths associated with the Dockatot. And when you learn about sudden infant death syndrome, about SIDS, one of the big things is that you need to have the area clear. That's why bumpers are no longer used in cribs, is because you need that free flowing air. So that's why the Dockatot has always been such a mystery, because it's like you lay your baby down and there's these big cushions. So the concern is SIDS. The concern is also the baby rolling off and kind of getting wedged in between if the Dockatot was in a bassinet or a crib or something like that. But anyway, the takeaways here are, you're not to be using the Dockatot anymore. The Dockatot has not been recalled, so there's not an opportunity to get money back. But if you have a Dockatot, I would probably pack it away in the storage room and wait. I would see what happens in the next few days. With that being said, I went on to Dockatot this morning and tried to place an order to have it shipped in the US, and sure enough, they were willing to ship me one. So I think there's a little bit going on here as far as Dockatot abiding to the guidelines of the Consumer Product Safety Commission, but that's just a guess. So I'm a postpartum doula, a certified lactation counselor. If you are preparing to adopt, you're pregnant with your first baby, or you've recently had a baby, I have one-on-one support available, and I have online programs to help you prepare. The difference that it makes when you're prepared when your baby arrives is huge, okay? It's huge. I have lots of information about this. So check that out in the next video, and post below if you have questions about this. I know it's confusing. I want to be a resource for you. So post your questions below. And if there's anything to follow up on this, I will post another video. So be sure and subscribe.